Hey guys, so I'm Mikey Neth. Today I will be giving my informative presentation. I ended up choosing the topic ice bathing. It's something that me and my wife, we just recently started to do. It's something that interests me and I like talking about it. So I was like, this is a perfect idea, something to do for my informative presentation. So just a little bit of background. We started ice bathing because we heard of a ton of the benefits that you can receive from it. And so I decided that this would be good because we hear about a ton of different health hacks, things that we can do to cure ourselves. You hear stories of people who had cancer. The cancer was cured after they took this special supplement. You hear about someone who had immune disease. They start eating like only beef or something crazy, and then that immune disease disappears. Or someone who drank a special juice and suddenly their obesity cleared up in 2 to 3 months. They lost like 60 pounds or something crazy. We hear these stories all the time, and it's hard to know which ones we can actually trust. When you hear so many different stories, it's hard to know which ones you should go forward with. And so you might have the question, well, what are the benefits of ice bathing? Is this true or is it not true? Today I will be going through those points. I'll explain a little bit of my own personal stories and a little bit behind the science behind it. I went through and did the research on ice bathing so you guys don't have to. And so I hope that these points that I show you, I hope they resonate with you and that you feel interested in them. And so the first point is metabolism. So ice bathing, it's said that it can help you lose weight and help you have a quicker or a faster, higher burning metabolism. The way this works is the way it affects our fat storage. So there's this thing called white fat. White fat is what we call, it's more of like the unhealthy fat. It's like whenever you imagine the guy who eats only saltines while he plays Fortnite or something, he's the guy with a ton of white fats in him. As you can see, the white fat has a lipid droplet. It's really big. And then it has small mitochondria count. This means that the fat isn't very effective in burning and using ATP energy. In other words, it's not very good for our metabolism, and our metabolism doesn't burn very fast whenever we have a lot of white fat. Next would be brown fat. Brown fat is the one that we want, and it's what we actually receive whenever we're ice bathing. They say that after a couple weeks of ice bathing, you start to gain a higher count in your brown fat. And so as you can see, the lipid droplets are way smaller, and there's a way higher count of mitochondria. This means that whenever we eat food, when the food goes in, if we have brown fat, it will actually be better in the burning process and gaining ATP energy. And so it means that our metabolism burns faster, we get more energy from it. Brown fat in general is just way better. And ice bathing allows us to get this higher count of brown fat. My next point would be muscle recovery. So I don't know if you guys ever had your coach in high school or your club team, after you'd go and do a workout, what they would say is, oh, you need to go and you soak in a cold pool or something like that, something to cool down your muscles. This is very true, and this is why ice bathing, a lot of people do it. A lot of athletes use ice bathing to help in this muscle recovery. What happens is there's a thing called lactic acid and a special chemical. Whenever you work out, as you can see, this guy is like just hitting the bars or whatever. Whenever you go work out, it builds up lactic acids in your vein. And then also what can happen is if you're injured, this chemical is released into your body. These things can cause inflammation, pain. It stops your body from recovering as fast. What ice bathing does, you see this guy soaking in it, it actually stops your body from releasing that lactic acid and that chemical within your body, which allows you to recover faster and feel less pain during the process of it. And my last point is mental health. This is where I've seen a lot of benefits in ice bathing. So as you can see, there's this guy with these little swirlies in his head. He looks super happy and just feeling good. And then you see this guy and his head is all swirling, he's not feeling as good. This is just showing that brain fog that we sometimes feel. This is where I've seen a lot of benefits from ice bathing in my own life. I've noticed that when I ice bath, my focus and my clarity, how I feel whenever I'm speaking and the points that I say, uh, they feel more clear to me after ice bathing. I have less of this brain fog. Next is that it's supposed to help in your mood and last in this thing called endorphins, and these ones go together, they tie together. So what happens whenever you first get into the ice bath, it shoots these stress hormones into your brain. So first, the way it helps your mental health is you get to practice being stressed and how you react under stress. This allows us to become better at it, learn and grow. And so there's that part of the mental health. And then next, whenever you get out of the ice bath, it shoots these dopamine and these happy chemicals into our brain. It said that whenever you ice bath, it actually releases the same amount of dopamine and these happy chemicals in your brain as cocaine. The only difference is whenever you take cocaine, you'll see this huge rise and then a big drop afterwards. It's just a quick rise and then a quick drop, and you end up actually being lower than you were before. Whenever you ice bath, what happens is you'll see this quick rise in dopamine and these happy chemicals in your brain, but it actually is steady throughout the day, and then it'll just slowly drop. This means that it's a healthier approach to receiving that dopamine rush, and it actually allows your brain to function better. It doesn't create this addictive, unhealthy cycle, but you get the same benefits as someone who takes cocaine. You get the same amount of dopamine and happiness. And this is a big one in my life. So me and my wife, we recently got married, and we started ice bathing shortly after. Because we recently got married, we were moving back and forth. We just both started new jobs, and just a lot of different changes in our lives. We ended up noticing the days that we ice bath, we felt way better. The days that I would ice bath, she'd tell me all the time, she's like, your mood is way better. And at first I wasn't sure if it was just like that day was a little less stressful or there's just a change in the day. But after doing it for a couple of months, I have been noticing that the days I ice bath, there is a big difference. And so just to go back over my points, first was metabolism. It helps with your metabolism. Second, it helps with muscle recovery. And third, mental health. I've seen great benefits from ice bathing in my life. I hope that this informative presentation helped you guys be able to see the possible benefits for you guys. I hope that this made it possible for you guys to go about with a little bit more research and make an informed decision without having to spend the time to look everything up and figure it out on your own. But thank you guys for watching, and you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.